the voices inside my head. See voices behind the wall, uplifting the underdog. We fighting above the law.
Deep diving into these cases is like dancing with the devil. But when you dance with the devil doesn't change. He changes you.
Hey, Patty. Hey, Rock. Christina. David, if you're still here. Give me 1 second here. Okay, I had to get rid of 2 files. We got them. Let's get rid of this music. Hello, hello. Good evening. I know everyone in their mom's is live. Can anyone give me a sound check? Thumbs up, thumbs down. How's it sounding? I'm gonna try and get my pink headphones going. Here. Hey y'all. This is looking crazy. Yes, sound good? Okay, perfect. It was sounding, does it sound a little like staticky? I turned the volume down a little bit because it was sounding a little weird when I first started, right before it went live. Hi Denise. Hi Chase D. Let me get my 1 second here. Let me get that off. My silly little pink my silly little pink earphones. Here we go. Are you guys familiar with Kate Gosslin? Kate plus 8 TLC? Anybody? So she should be in a prison cell next to Ruby Franke, in my opinion. Nada, sounds good. Okay, thank you, Rock. Thank you. I will turn my camera back on. Yes. So it's been pretty public, the custody battle between John and Kate. And we've all suspected abuse, right? I mean, it's been pretty clear in our face for many years. But recently, Colin has been very brave and has actually been sharing a lot more of his story, which is, like we've all suspected, full of abuse. And I didn't even finish listening to his interview video speaking about it because it was already triggering, and I thought, let's just go live. Let's listen to what Colin says, and let's go back a little bit in the history and remember some things. Because I'm wondering if she can't get charges on her. You know, she put her son in an institution basically just to be high and mighty and cause parental alienation. She did not want John to have any rights or any say so or anything to do with those children. Straight up used him from the get go, if you ask me. But yeah, she's a terrible human. Let's just say. I used to say that all the time when I watched the show. Yeah, it was pretty clear. That's when I think I really started opening my eyes as a female and realizing that, you know, domestic violence really does go both ways, and that men can be battered men as well. It's like almost for some reason taboo even to this day to even discuss or think of. I mean, look what Johnny Depp went through. But, you know, disgusting. So trigger warning this evening. And I know everyone's talking about, you know, high profile cases and Sebastian Rogers and repeating the same things, even though there's not really nothing new. And so everybody's all over there doing that. That's fine and dandy. But this was important to me because, as you guys know, being a part of the system and going through abuse, even in foster homes, you get taken out of abuse and just put back in different abusive situations and homes. It's disturbing. She is absolutely mental. Hate her. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Denise. You know, I can go ahead as well because it will be pretty mellow over here and not very many people over here. People might feel a little more comfortable to join the panel tonight. So I'll open it up for an open panel this evening. We can discuss it and go through some clips together. There you go. How's that? Hey, Lauren. Absolutely. And you guys are welcome to come up here. Join me up on panel. You don't have to agree with me. We're all adults here. We should be anyways, at least to be a part of my channel. You should absolutely be at least over 18. So we can have adult conversations. It may be triggering for some. Many people that are following this platform and support this platform have been through a lot of shit, just like I have, which is, you know, how I find my people, right? I get along with people who have been through some shit, who understand pain and have empathy. When a person yells and screams that much, you can tell there is anger. Oh God, you could just see it in her eyes. You could see the children terrified, you know, you could tell. And with what was put out there publicly, you could just imagine what actually happened behind closed doors. And now we don't have to imagine because we have children now old enough and brave enough to tell their side. Yes, definitely similarities. And let me make sure I have the chat up on the YouTube side too. Where's my channel? There we go. All right, let me find my life. There we go. So I want to find here. Give me one moment. We'll go with what's coming out recently, and then I kind of want to backtrack a little bit with this, okay? I was going to do this as like a pre-recording, but I thought, why not indirect? So we are going to do the members live tomorrow, and I have a few lives set up for tomorrow as well. I've got a lot of shows planned. It's just getting it in there, and then I was asked to cover some shifts at work for someone as well. So just bear with me, but there's lots of shows on their way for members and public. We're getting out there. Hi, Justice. Virtual DNA. Thank you for tapping the thumbs up, leaving your virtual DNA. It is an open panel if you want to join. We're talking about Kate Gosslin and her abuse, and children finally coming forward and being brave enough to discuss what they went through with her. So I want to start with this one here. Yeah, we'll start with this one. So trigger warning, okay? He's going to start describing some of the things he went through. I heard that he has a documentary that he's working on that might come out like on Netflix, but I also heard, I think Hulu, they're working on it, so it's not ready yet. And then I'm hoping the rumors are true, as well as memoir or something. So I can't wait to hear it. He deserves absolutely to have his voice. I hope he makes his own platform, and he'll be very successful. He's a brave kid, good kid, and let's hear from him what he's been speaking up for the last couple of months. He's living with his dad now, and he's doing great. He tried to put himself in the military, and unfortunately, Kate went and ruined that for him as well. This is when, again, I like to bring awareness to when people can't continue physical harm on you, how they use the justice system to further abuse you and others, and use children as pawns and use the justice system to help do so. Pretty disturbing. And we see it all too often, especially in young men for some reason.
Became physically aggressive multiple times. My mother became physically aggressive multiple times. She had zip tied my hands and feet together. My mom always told me nobody would believe me. I was fully isolated from everybody.
I used to get told that shit too. You can go and say whatever, but you can just go right back then, to the group home. And who's going to want to adopt a child with so many issues who keeps getting sent back to the group homes? And, just shit like that. Going to church, acting like goody two-shoes so that, it's just quite disturbing. Kate Gosslin is triggering.
My mother became physically aggressive multiple times. She had zip tied my hands and feet together. My mom always told me
zip tied his hands and feet together. I mean, you can tell just by her face and hear like look how little he is. What is that? Like 5 years old? Colin probably is right there. Cutie little baby. And look just how aggressive. Shushing him like he can't make a sound. The children for Kate should be seen and not heard type deal.
Would believe me.
I have to pause for fair use, by the way, so forgive me.
I was fully isolated from everybody. I had no friends, nobody. I was 100% treated differently.
Look at that. Look at that poor boy. And we could all tell back then watching this that this wasn't right. Didn't we think that she was definitely putting them on, medications as well? Well, looking back at this one here, for sure. Hella depressed at what? 7, 8, 9 years old? How old? Right here? Look how depressed that is. Or he is drugged.
Treated differently. I remember saying that I'm not trying to trick you, because I remember thinking that nobody believed me as a kid. Yeah, that's heavy.
opening up about his
Oh my gosh, just that little amount is exactly what he just said is heavy. High anonymous. Absolutely agree. Yes.
childhood. For the first time, John and Kate +8 star Colin Gosslin has made several shocking allegations against his mother, claiming she isolated him from his 7 siblings, locked him in a basement, and physically and emotionally abused him in an exclusive interview with the U.S. Sun. While millions of viewers
I am so glad he's so brave for doing this.
tuned in to follow the lives of John and Kate Gosslin, their twins, and their sextuplets, making it one of TLC's highest-rated TV shows of the 2000s. Brave Colin has
Sure was the highest rating. That bitch. Hi, Junipers. It is very heartbreaking. Absolutely.
now revealed that off-screen there was a horrifically dark side to life in the Gosslin family.
It was rough. It was rough.
Put her
I
next to
definitely
Ruby
went through
Franke.
it
Lock
a
that
lot as
bitch
a
up.
kid, from my mother's end. So it was tough. My mother,
Look at that.
at many times, and most of the time, became physically aggressive. The time became
Disturbing. Right? Open panel. You guys can take that link. It's going to be pretty mellow over here. Everyone else, talking Sebastian Rogers and that. Nothing to report new as of right now in those cases. So I wanted to be helping get Colin's voice heard on as much as possible. He's got pretty big platforms, so that's good. But everyone, go to the platforms and share this poor young man's voice out. Hi, Yor. Hey, boo. Good to see you. We're going to be over on the Crazy Bunch channel tomorrow with some Rich and Joy drama of it all. But tonight was some important coverage tonight. But good to see you, Yor. Thank you for being around and taking part in the chats.
at many times, and most of the time became physically aggressive.
Most of the time.
Verbally very abusive with the things she would say.
Most of the time became physically aggressive and verbally aggressive.
Physically aggressive. At many times. It was tough. My mother, at many times, and most of the time, became physically aggressive.
Hi, Angel.
Verbally very abusive with the things she would say. And
look at that,
and
very
militant.
Look at that. Yep. Getting flashbacks of watching the shows. When did that come out? When did Kate +8 come on the air? 2007. That's what I was thinking. I had Cassidy and Courtney at the time. So I was just a young mom, 19, 20 at the time. And yeah, absolutely crazy. It was almost right off the bat. You could see how aggressive this woman is, right? And TLC and Lifetime should quite literally be ashamed of themselves for making influencers like a Gypsy Rose and now we got Kate, who for decades was enabled by the network to abuse her children on the air, all for money and fame. And she got plastic surgery multiple times out of the deal as well. And got to date, millionaires and billionaires too. Had a great old time. All off of these poor children who look absolutely miserable. This is all very this is very triggering, actually, because I definitely have been dealt with this. This is disturbing. There's Colin right there in the little lighted area there. Hi, hey, okay, got it. Hi, Lisa. It absolute, and we knew it. We knew it back then. All of us younger watching it back then, all of these years ago, 2007.
To the emotional side of things, where a young child doesn't know any better. verbally very abusive with the things she would say, and obviously that carries over to, you know, the emotional side of things where,
Yeah.
you know, a young child doesn't know any better.
The one that has the most bumps and bruises is definitely Colin. He falls like 56 times an hour, but he's not tough. He gets upset.
A very emotionally abusive
That is so Katie Proudfoot of her. The way she's talking about Colin in pure disgust, in my opinion. Oh, that one over there, just like, the hell with him. He's, you know, full of bumps and bruises, and just like she is disgusted by her own child with, like, that's pretty sad, actually.
56 times an hour.
And why
Young
is he
child
getting that
doesn't-
many bumps and bruises? He can get bumped and bruised 56 times an hour. Oh, okay. Isn't that just like an abusive parent to say to cover their ass, right? What the hell? And ain't no way TLC did not know what was going on. I hope Colin has a hefty lawsuit on his hands and gets millions of dollars for the torture he went through and network that enabled this type of abuse. Disgusting. One of John's friends wrote a book with a journal entries in it, and she had pulled from shelves because I remember that as well. Yep, I remember that. She tried to control everything till all of a sudden she knew the gig was up because Colin now could have a voice for, you know, his own self. And that's when she stopped showing up to court, remember? She knew her goose was cooked. Abusive piece of shit. And the other kids don't dare go on her bad side. It's almost like Stockholm syndrome they have, is on my honest opinion.
know any better.
The one that has the most bumps and bruises is definitely Colin. He falls like 56 times an hour, but he's not tough. He gets upset.
He falls 56 times an hour. He is not tough. Whoa. All right. Doesn't that sound like how Katie describes Sebastian? How Chris and Katie talk about Sebastian in such disgust and almost like they're trying to further humiliate the children.
Very
Disgusting.
emotionally abusive relationship. And when my mother would put me in that room multiple times, she had zip tied my hands and feet together and bolt locked the door, turned the lights off, and had cameras there just watching me.
Whoa! Did you hear that? Zip tied his hands and feet together, turned the lights off, and pointed cameras at him. Holy shit. There ain't no way TLC didn't know about this shit. Locked the door from the outside of the room. That's not even legal, I don't think. What the hell? Yeah, I mean, they were there all the time, production, right, Sammy? Yeah. Multiple film crews, because from my research in the last couple days is many people actually quit because they weren't happy with what was going on, and they just got new people in. And of course, everyone's signing NDAs, right? So, in fact, he goes on in a different interview, I believe, to say that she had him signing an NDA, as had the children signing them. The book is called Kate Gosslin, How She Fooled the World. Oh, she wasn't fooling the world. She might have thought she was fooling the world because narcissists believe that everyone is buying their shit. They believe that they are that good that, you know, we don't see what's up. But many of us did. I mean, it was crystal clear the abuse going on. Let me take that back a bit. I mean, physical abuse, as someone who's gone through all types of abuses, it's a very common thing for people to say that they would rather the physical abuse, you know, because a black eye and a bruise goes away. The mental abuse fucks with you so deeply that it will forever fuck you up. It doesn't go away. Mental abuse, you need forever therapy for, Yeah, and there's no fixing it or putting a band-aid on it. That's just how it goes. That's why we always say as survivors, we much rather the physical because a bruise fades, right? I mean, trigger warning, but I mean, that's the truth. And
Gets upset.
A very, very emotionally abusive relationship. And when my mother would put me in that room, multiple times she had zip tied my hands and feet together and bolt locked the door, turned the lights off, and had cameras there just watching me. In that room that my mother had built, oftentimes she had zip tied my hands and feet together and kept me locked in there for most or all of the day for multiple.
I thought you said that you were serious about growing on Instagram. Then how come you haven't gotten into my free Instagram growth course so you could get my click
wow.
days off and had cameras. A very emotionally abusive relationship. And when my mother would put me in that room, multiple times she had zip tied my hands and feet together and bolt locked the door, turned the lights off, and had cameras there just watching me. In that room that my mother.
There's absolutely no damn way TLC didn't know about this. I'm pissed. Survival mode, yeah. You know, I'm gonna have to look that up, Goddess. I'm gonna have to look that up. I would like to see that. I don't know that I read the journal entries, but I do remember there being some kind of book she was trying to get off of being sold. So, if you could, my email is ihearvoices19@yahoo.com. It's in the description of this, I believe, as well. Could you send me a link to that if you happen to know of one? That'd be awesome. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, Sammy, they would be in survival mode. Absolutely. Oh, they knew everything. Can you imagine what is on film? Exactly. I wonder. We didn't get to see Colin needs to sue. I believe he should. I'm not sure, Anonymous, but I just recently read something, and I don't know if it's true. I think it's not true, but Kim Kardashian had her son sign one for a YouTube channel. I think that's more just like funny, maybe, but I don't know. But I'm not sure. I mean, you got to think of these celebrity kids. I'm sure there's definitely something going on so that they don't run their mouths for obviously almost 2 decades, and he's just now finally speaking up, you know. Remember when John and Kate first started their divorce? Maddie and Cara were on the Today Show. Caught Kate yelling and the girls, yes, yep, because it was live, right? Yep, I remember that. Yeah. Wow. And again, you guys are welcome to come up on panel if you want to, you know, if you have anything you'd like to say on that.
Had built.
So she had built a special room to be able to abuse her children in. Nice. Yes, Sammy. He covered a little bit of it, I think, yesterday or today, and I'm pretty sure he'll cover more. But yeah, you know, she deserves it. Let him go at her. She deserves to be in prison, honestly. I don't know if he will spark any other kids coming forward, if there is any charges, or if, you know, too much time has passed. I'm not sure. I hope to God there is a lawsuit that Colin can get against the network for enabling such abuse and covering it up as well. And seems to me that would be almost child labor issues as well if he was being filmed against his will, as well as being tortured with cameras in his face. So fucked
Turned the
up.
lights off and had cameras there just watching me. In that room that my mother had built, oftentimes she had zip tied my hands and feet together and kept me locked in there.
Oftentimes she zip tied my hands and feet together and kept me locked in there. He will say for most of the day. Holy. Bet $1 million she didn't pay them. No, I bet they didn't get their share either. No. And we see that all too often with these family. That's the problem why with these family vloggers and stuff, totally exploiting these children and forcing them to film and helping them get bullied, at their schools and all of these things. It's terrible. And they're not, parents aren't putting aside. We saw Honey Boo Boo's mom totally run through all of her money, and all of that. It's not good. Right, babe?
Right.
For most or all of the day, for multiple days. And that doesn't just make you feel helpless, but it was the fact that I had nobody in my life then. I didn't have.
What did that say?
And that.
How dare she, John Gosselin's mother, appalled. Yeah, as she should be. Ex-Kate accused him of abusing sons. That's right. She was accusing John of being the abusive parent mentally and physically. Oh, I believe she even did actually blame John's mother of abuse on the children before too. That's why she didn't want to. Yes, we will find articles. We will. This poor boy, this poor young man. She built a special room. It's like the dungeon at the wells.
For most or all of the day, for multiple days.
Yes,
and that
Sammy.
doesn't just make you feel helpless, but it was the fact that I had nobody in my life then.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have my siblings. I didn't have teachers at school. I didn't have anybody. I didn't have friends.
She forced them to homeschool
I wasn't allowed
too.
to visit my father. I had nobody
to help hide the abuse. She was homeschooling, remember?
Helpless, but it was the fact.
And parent alienation. She was much like in all abuse situations, she was making sure that they are that Colin was, what's it called? Only she can get to him. You know what I mean? Like withdrawn from all people that surround him so that he can't get help. He has no one. There's a word I'm looking for. I just can't think of it right now.
For all of the day, for multiple days.
All of the day.
And that
for
doesn't just make you feel helpless,
days.
but it was the fact that I had nobody in my life then. I didn't have my siblings. I didn't have teachers at school. I didn't have anybody. I didn't have friends. I wasn't allowed to visit my father. I had nobody to go to, not one person to talk to. I had no relationship with anybody. I was fully isolated from everybody. I had no friends, nobody. As I'm older now, and I can kind of look back and see videos or pictures of myself younger, it definitely is. It's a crazy experience. Anybody. I was fully isolated from everybody. I had no friends, nobody. As I'm older now, and I can kind of look back and see videos or pictures of myself younger, it definitely is. It's a crazy experience because I look at my younger self and it upsets me. I don't even like to look at pictures of myself because it.
Okay, we're gonna walk to 7-Eleven quick. Okay. Why just him? Yeah, I don't think it was just him. I think he was one that was definitely going to push back and always trying to use his voice. And so he got it the worst. And again, some, as they got older, I think they got a little bit, how it kind of goes in those situations. I think older kids help take part in some of the abusing as time went on. Not their fault, but that's just how these situations go. And, fucking sad.
I had no relations. I didn't have teachers at school most or all of the day for multiple days. And that doesn't just make you feel helpless, but it was the fact that I had nobody in my life then. I didn't have my siblings. I didn't have teachers at school. I didn't have anybody. I didn't have friends. You know, I wasn't allowed to visit my father. I had nobody to go to, not one person to talk to. I had no relationship with anybody. I was fully isolated from everybody. I had no friends, nobody. As I'm older now, and I can kind of look back and see videos or pictures of myself younger, it definitely is, it's a crazy experience because, you know, I look at my younger self and it upsets me. You know, I don't even like to look at pictures of myself because it.
So I relate to that so much. I have 0 pictures really. I have 2 or 3 pictures of myself at about 15, 16. Yeah, until about, you know, the age 19, 20. I don't have a lot of pictures of my childhood. Anything I did get, anything that I got from my mom or my grandma, I would destroy. I would burn, I would throw away, I would tear apart. I would just destroy it. I wanted nothing to do with it. I didn't want to look back at that shit for what? That's not good memories. So I feel that. I know exactly how that feels. This poor young man.
Just reminds me of, you know, those kinds of things.
Just look how young he was and
look at pictures of myself.
How serious. Like look at he is about 7 years old, I'd say, right there. At 7, to be that depressed inside is very serious.
Because it just reminds me of, you know, those kinds of things, and it also makes you realize, like, you know, that's not.
Yeah, he does have the support, I believe. Is it Hannah? Someone said earlier is living with John and Colin and his wife now. So again, I think more may come out. Look at that poor girl. And I think also, you know, I don't know about the 2 oldest girls. I'm not sure because unfortunately, when you're in these situations, you become an abusive person yourself. And I don't know, like they're fairly close to Kate. Again, almost like Stockholm syndrome. I don't know how else to explain it, but I don't know if they'll all end up talking or what, but
Not okay what happened.
it is not okay.
That no kid should have to go through it. That's not okay at all. It
Let's
got
hear that again. That is
like to look at pictures of myself because it just reminds me of, you know, those kinds of things, and it also makes you realize, like, you know, that's not okay what happened, and you realize that no kid should have to go through it. That's not okay at all. It got to the point where I was, where, you know, word was getting out and child services were being called. Me being at home in the house, there was just too many ways that my mother could have been exploited.
Things took another catastrophic turn for Colin when, age 11, his mother.
She wasn't going to have that, was she? Nope. Let's send him to an institution.
Behavioral health, a mental health facility in Pennsylvania, after having.
You know, why is Sebastian missing? I don't know, because what would he say if he got away from certain people, right? Just like Colin. Nope, can't go with Dad because I will be found out for all of my abuses on him and the others if he's to go with Dad and finally be able to have a voice, right? Perhaps that's why Sebastian Rogers is missing.
Him diagnosed with multiple mental health and behavioral issues, including autism, ADHD, and bipolar disorder, conditions that recent medical reports show he does not have. Terrified young Colin was to spend the next 22 months of his life at the institution.
In her desperate attempt to protect herself, she placed me in this institution with no further.
Let's hear that.
Terrified young Colin was to spend the next 22 months.
Is this why Sebastian's missing? What Colin's about to say?
Of his life at the institution.
In her desperate attempt to protect herself, she placed me in this institution with there was no notice. It just, one day it was like up and gone. You know, it was a very, very
traumatic,
quick and just You know, one day I was sent away from home
I know.
and placed there, and I was scared.
Young Colin, desperate and alone, managed to send a secret letter to his dad begging him to take him out of.
Dear Dad, I'm not trying to trick you, but I still love you. I told Mom I want to live with you. She said no. But, right? She can't choose for me. I'm old enough now. I'm your son, not hers. She was abusive to me after I left your house. I'm sorry.
Of the facility for the first time since he penned
I'm sorry. Take this to court because
the letter in crayon
Oh,
8 years ago.
in
Colin emotionally
crayon.
read it aloud to the U.S. Sun.
There was a lot of nothing. I didn't know where I was. I'd
Wow.
always been alone. At least it was a place away from home, but it was still very scary. So for 22 months,
Apologizing. I'm sorry, Dad, but save me. I'm sorry. She abused me. I want to live with you. She said no. Hi, TJ.
I didn't step foot in one classroom. I didn't do one worksheet, nothing. Excuse me. This letter was dated in June of 2017. Dear Dad, I'm not trying to trick you, but I still love you. I told Mom I want to live with you, and she said no. But right, she can't choose for me, and I'm old enough now. I'm your son, not hers. She was abusive to me after I left your house, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Take this to court. Excuse me. And I said, Dad, you're my savior. Please help me. I'm counting on you to get me out of here. I remember saying that I'm not trying to trick you because I remember thinking that nobody believed me as a kid. You know, my mom always told me nobody would believe me. I was that desperate that I had to explain to him that this wasn't a trick. And I hadn't seen him for so long because I wasn't allowed to visit him, and I did want to live with him. Looking back at it, I'm really glad I did this. It was tough. I was scared to write it because I hadn't seen my dad in years, and I didn't really know what he would think. Like, what, is this real? Like, you know, why is he trying to reach out to me? Like, I mean, I'm sure he knew why I'd been trying to reach out to him, but you know, I was scared to write this. It was a leap of faith that I had to take, and I'm looking back, I'm really glad I did that for my younger self.
What the science is showing us is the universe.
Holy cow. That's terrible. She is a terrible human being. Wow. Right, Lorraine? Right? Oh my gosh. I'm a little teary-eyed now.
I cannot believe it's been a couple of years since we last saw you. Life has taken its twists and turns.
I'm doing well. Mostly working, preparing for college. Not much else going on besides that. Hanging out with friends.
Yeah.
You know, life's good.
We first met Colin in 2009 as Dad John picked him and his siblings up from school.
Yes, Sammy.
Just 2 months later, John and
It's
Kate
very
would
sweet.
divorce. Colin started having issues at home. By 2016, things got so bad, Kate felt the need to send him away.
Your mom put you in an institution, and this was in about, what, 2016? You would have been 11 or 12.
11 or 12, yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know where I was going, and I've told all my family this. I was most scared I've probably ever been in my life. Up until then, I was at home with my siblings, with my mom, and she didn't give me any information on where I was going, what was going on.
Your siblings didn't know where you were going. Did you say goodbye to your siblings?
I didn't even say goodbye to them. I didn't know it was goodbye.
Did your mother ever come to visit you?
She came to visit me once.
Hey, Jay, thank you for being a member for 9 months. It is horrific. Lock her up for damn sure. Hi, Donna.
It was about for 30 minutes, and the entire time, all she did was lecture me and told me that I
Absolutely
destroyed our
wolfy.
family. Our family was under a
Whoa,
spotlight 24/7.
what?
The entire time, all she did was lecture me and told me that I destroyed our family. Our family was under a spotlight 24/7.
She told him that he destroyed the family. What a sick, sick person. I cannot believe a mother could say that to their child. That is absolutely insane. This bitch needs to be institutionalized, not Colin. What the hell?
Mhm.
My mother,
Whoa.
especially following her divorce, there was this light cast on her as a single mother
Mhm.
taking care of 8 children.
Oh, I was saying that
And I
yesterday.
believe
That's
strongly,
terrible.
I know strongly that the
And
reason I was sent away.
he wanted so badly to be in the Marines, I believe it was. And he got in there and he was very close to graduating his boot camp. And they called him in. And because they found out he was put in an institution, he was discharged. So she destroyed his dream of being in the military as well by doing that, which she didn't care. I mean, she was set out to destroy John and him anyway, so disgusting.
Way was for my mother to protect her reputation.
Yes,
Last year, Kate made a public statement about Collin,
absolutely,
saying, "For the
Jay.
safety of myself,
He's
his
meant for
brothers and
something
sisters,
very
and
important."
for his own well-being, he was placed in a facility following years."
Look at the shit. Yeah, that's the type of shit she was putting public and lying. Saying that her and the siblings were afraid for their safety around him. What a piece of trash.
Of outpatient treatment. Collin spent
Not them being just normal children. And when you got 7, 8, 9, 10 kids, there's going to be disagreements and arguments with them. Get the hell out of here. Chubbs, come here. Come here. Come here, Chubbs. Wow, this kid.
nearly 2 years in that institution. In 2018, he
Tough
moved
as
in with
nails,
his dad,
he is.
John,
They all are.
and sister, Hannah. They're now
Yes,
the
husband.
only family
Yes.
members he has a relationship with.
I love my siblings very, very much. I would never
Hi, Dreamcatcher.
hurt them. I would never trash their names in the media.
And I
But
believe
what I
him.
do believe is that my mother is behind things that they say in the media. She's behind their opinion
Yes.
of me.
Really?
I think if we knew each other today, we'd be very good friends.
Yeah.
Collin says his past is still impacting his future. He had dreams of serving the country.
Are you currently in the Marines?
I am not any
Look
longer.
at that,
Was that a-
handsome young man.
Not any longer. No.
Was that at
Look at that.
Marines?
I wonder if they can't. Is there like not any exceptions that can be made? I mean, you know what? They don't deserve him. Fuck that. He's already a soldier all by himself.
I am not
Like
any
that.
longer. No.
Was that a choice of yours, or did they ask you to leave?
I was discharged.
You were discharged.
Yes.
Why you were discharged?
I was towards the end of training, very close to graduating.
Mm-hmm.
The paperwork was looked into, and they found out that I was in fact in an
Because she was
institution at one point in
making
my life.
sure to set out that the paperwork was definitely looked into. You know, she was making damn sure that didn't go unnoticed. Right?
And see, they don't need any deeper reason. Being in an institution,
Yeah.
that's
That's right.
that's good enough for it to,
To discharge
to
you.
discharge, right? It was the fact that I was in an institution,
They
and
don't-
that's
they don't deserve him,
that's it.
Jay. They don't
Collin
deserve
is
him.
working to appeal the decision.
I
Oh.
have
Oh, good.
very few other wishes in life that would top being a United States Marine.
Oh,
In
he
the
wants
meantime,
to
he
do that.
plans to attend Penn State.
Okay, so that's still his dream. He wants to be in the Marines. I hope they. So he said he put in an appeal, and I really hope that works for him.
State and major in finance.
They should
How's life
be
living
so
with Dad?
lucky.
Oh, it's good. It's good. I'm staying with him until I'm out for college. I'm sure we're gonna miss, being around each other, but I think he's looking forward to me
Yeah.
going on my own path.
He also has a girlfriend.
How long have y'all been dating?
A few months, 7 months now.
Oh, wow.
It's going well. We're happy.
Would you ever return to reality television again?
I think there's a good possibility.
Really?
I don't know as a full-time thing, but you know, I think I might as well use that name. And
So a
you
lot
know,
of people were saying that that would be a mistake. That's, you know, some people were like, this is a mistake. He should not. That would destroy him even further. And I disagree. He knows what his limits and his lines are very clearly. So if he wants to be on TV to have his own platform and finally have his own voice out from underneath that torturous piece of shit mother of his, then he deserves that. So let him. Because, you know, he didn't get a freaking dime from any of that. So let him make his money or get into the Marines. That's his number one. He said, like, let this kid live his life. Let him be a Marine. I mean, if he can deal with all of that and just now saying something like, which I'm taking it now as he is fighting this fight because he wants to be a Marine very badly, which is why he's coming public now about all of this. Good for him.
the history of it and just return to it.
You sound a lot
Yeah,
like your
doing
father.
good.
I think if we had editorial control and
Oh,
know,
look
all
at
the
us!
stuff
Look
that
at
we learned in
Hannah!
the
Look how
past
pretty!
and
Oh wow!
what we would want to show public.
Look at her! Holy smokes! She could be a supermodel. Oh, these kids do not need their bitch of a mom. Sorry.
And still maintain our privacy.
John's
But we
looking
don't
pretty
really
good and
have privacy
healthy.
now.
Remember, she was tearing him a new asshole because he literally did everything. She fucked him so bad that he was facing like prison time for all of the child support issues or whatever. And he ended up becoming like a famous stripper. I'm not sure if he went into porn as well, but he definitely was stripping. And she tried to use that against him in court. And he's like, I'm literally doing everything that I possibly can for my children, which includes stripping. Like, fuck you, bitch. Yeah, she tried it with him. But look at him. Look at him now.
So it's like, what's the difference?
Lock
You know, if
her
we're gonna
up.
do these interviews or film our own show and then do more interviews and do other things,
Exactly.
we might as well monetize it or
Good father.
and reap the benefit. You can't quit being famous. It doesn't work.
Right.
Yeah, you know, he's made some good points about it.
Yeah.
I'm older now.
And it would
And
be
it's
your choice.
My choice. That's
Right.
Mhm.
So might there be something in the works?
I mean, I would hope so.
Yeah.
I have some ambitions
Okay.
Seems like
for
a
a
good guy.
certain, you know, area of shows, but
Okay.
I definitely 100% think that,
Smart. He's
you
a
know,
smart
I have
kid.
very
He
high
can go.
ambitions about it.
So would it be you, your dad, and Hannah?
I'm not sure yet. We haven't really discussed
Oh, y'all
it. but,
totally have something to
I don't know.
In closing today, what would you like to say to your mother and to your estranged
Hmm.
siblings if you had the opportunity to say something to them face to face?
I would tell my mom to, just like I always like to do, just pursue the truth. I just want it to stop. I don't want this battle anymore.
Wow. And we don't want to battle anymore for him either. Just give this poor man his life back. Let him live. That's terrible. Babe, do you want a YouTube? Yeah, is it kind of heavy? I was gonna say we could get Mr. Schur's reaction, but he doesn't want to hear this kind of shit. John said his mom or his main issue as a young man was lacking assertiveness. Yeah, you could tell that. Let's pull here. I mean, you can tell that. Katie ran the damn show. And I'm sorry not to bring up, but this is what I said about Chris Watts. Chris Watts had battered men's syndrome, in my opinion, battered women's syndrome, but on a man, right? And what you see a lot of how Kate Gosslin treated John Gosslin is much how I think Chris Watts was treated, in my opinion. you know, not to compare, but I mean, that's very different cases. But, you know, just again, men being abused and in domestic violence situations is still in 2024 so taboo. It wasn't that long ago Johnny Depp had to fight for his damn life for a second time around. Justin, hey boo, good show earlier. I mean, all your shows are good, but really good show. I was watching until I started mine over here. We love you too. I don't know if you've caught any of this, but we're going over Kate Gosslin, and she is a psycho. Her son coming out and telling about the abuse, and it's mimicking Ruby Franke, so it's pretty bad. Let's go back in some history here and watch. Let's see. Okay, hold on here. Let's see. Thank you. Let's go back and watch some of this. So let's see here. What's this?
I specifically chose Sundance because it was all online, so I was able to work full time while doing.
Justin. He said, just go to the beginning and rewind this, or I can send you some links too. She was zip tying his hands to his feet, locking him. Like she made a special room in the basement to like torture him and abuse him. And he said it was like all of the time, and would leave him locked, zip tied hands to feet all day and days at a time. Like, everything we heard of Ruby Franke is what's going on with Kate doing this. Yes.
Colin does eat. He goes through spurts just like everybody else.
You like it? Yummy.
And you'll see, Justin, when you go to the beginning, how she's talking about Colin at first, and she's putting him down. He gets bumps and bruises 56 times a day, like every hour, and he's just not a tough boy. Like mimicking how Katie and Chris speak about Sebastian. All of the money, yes. You would like seriously rewind this and watch it, Justin. I'll shoot you the links because I'm gonna have more shows. Maybe you'll join me, and yeah, you know what? I'm gonna ask Justin and Mandy and Brittany to join me this coming week and discuss this here situation.
Yeah, but when he's in an eating spurt, yeah, he can. More, mommy. Oh.
Which one do you want? It's what?
Look at Colin. Kara, come here. You know what, Kara? Don't tattle on Tally.
Wait a sec, Colin. We're gonna put them on plates, buddy. Wait.
Bob always bugs Colin about how much he eats. Like whenever we're there, Bob puts a big old plate of something in front of him and says, "Go ahead,
Just
big
like
boy, eat it all."
Linebacker, go ahead.
Yeah,
eat it all.
that's what he always does to him.
Colin's already wolfed down 2 wimpy burgers.
He has not.
Yeah.
2?
Yeah.
He probably no, Colin. He probably will eat on a bun. Colin, he may not. You start with 1. You start with
What
what?
else can he have? We'll get the kids' plates going. He eat potato salad.
Colin, do you want potato salad? He's a little different.
What I actually think is that they're pretending that they're giving him food on camera. I actually think they're not feeding him. I'd be. That'd be, yeah.
I'm afraid he may eat us out of house and home in the future. Yes.
That's okay, boo.
To keep him quiet, you have to.
Ending this shortly myself to lie down as well. Didn't feel so hot today, but yeah, we'll plan a only Cash App. I only do Cash App now. But Yeah, I definitely want to do a power panel with you on this because and it is such triggering. But if you get some time, rewind and watch Justin, please. But yeah, we got a lot to discuss on a couple different cases. So I've got some Courtney Struble stuff to still get at you. Hopefully Sunday we can have a private chat with Kendra. I'm trying to get that situated, and then after she hops off the call, I have some stuff to go over privately, of course, with you and Brittany and Mandy and whoever else joins on panel. It's not going to be live. It's just going to be a private StreamYard so that we can all talk in video.
Keep them fed.
I don't think they let us Venmo in Canada. I'm not sure. I can't have 150 links. It gets too damn confusing. I like consolidation. Just easier. Call me lazy. Is this them?
Ladies, She Codes is back with another amazing sale, 30% off on all workshops. So if you're in—
Why don't you guys all want the same backpack?
Because then we look weird, and then we look like we're younger because we always use masks.
Hold up, wait a minute. We got a queen in the chat. Hold on. Where is my beautiful friend? Okay, burgundy blue should be blue. You are blue now, my boo. Please drop your channel link. Please sub up Burgundy Blue. She has really fun chats. She does all kinds of discussions, but also very serious. Some political stuff, definitely. And just kind of like she's at everything and anything type of girl. She's super down to earth, very sweet, very nice, beautiful, funny, serious. Just sub up her channel. We got to get her. Let me see, where are you at now, by the way? Because then we kind of start around the same time. We've been each other's cheerleaders from the beginning, I feel like. Oh, yeah, we got to get you to 10K right quick. Okay, 8,000.65. Okay, listen, we got to collab on something. Let's collab on something. There's much that we kind of intertwine on. Yes. Justin, thank you. That is very sweet of you, Justin. Appreciate you. Yes, Jay, sub up. Slow and steady, same. But you know what? That's okay. I stopped caring about the numbers a long time ago because, our people will find us and quality, not quantity, right? So who cares?
And we wore like the same shoes, and we wore like the same shorts, and we wore like the same socks, and we wore like the same glasses. No, I'm kidding. I was the only one with glasses, so I should have been in the middle, and you guys were my two bodyguards.
Green one.
Oh yeah. I don't want the same one. It's ugly. No, this is even uglier. Look at this.
What happened to the kids who were?
Mommy, I'm grateful, but
Thank you. She's
not my twin.
No, there's only so many colors of things in the world, and people don't make them with you in mind.
let's
make
her.
6.
Oh, that hurts.
They don't always do that. After the haggling over the rack of backpacks, somehow, eventually, everybody chose,
I'll have that one.
and we got away from that rack. Moving on.
Oh, I like these. Can we have a water bottle?
No, we're not on water bottles. There's this thing
she's
about
the
water
original
bottles.
Karen,
Ask any
absolutely.
of my kids. We have shelves and shelves and shelves of them, cabinets and cabinets.
They
and
are.
they're a waste of money. They always lose them, break them, let water sit in them until they're disgusting and I have to like sanitize them. So I did not want to buy them water bottles for all of the above reasons.
I don't know, guys. I wanted to put water bottle. Oh, please, it's like this soda can.
You guys know how to kind of wear your mom down.
No, that's the girls.
There's Colin.
And then in their interview, they're gonna.
Let's watch Colin.
And then no, that's the girls. Oh, please, it's like this soda can.
You guys know how to kind of wear your mom down.
It's Colin in the yellow. He does look sad.
No, that's the girls. And then in their interview, they're gonna say
He's moving his mouth, but he's not using his voice. He's afraid to.
Nah, that's the boys. We just.
You can even see how he separated himself. The other two boys are sitting so close together, but you see what I mean? Do you notice that? Little things like that stick out to me.
And then in their interview, they're gonna say, "Nah, that's the boys." We just use the power of 6 and go, please, 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 can I please have a new water bottle, not a green one?
Blue, like, I don't know when you started watching this one tonight, but definitely like speed me up on like 1.5 or whatever and watch from the beginning. Absolutely disgusting. This is like one of the most triggering situations I've gone through for my history, for sure. Disgusting.
But it's a photo. Mommy, I like this one.
I am stuck between a rock and a hard
He
place.
looks sad, yeah.
We want them really bad, but they're all the same colors, so we don't want the same one. Okay, well, there's the colors on the rack.
Sammy.
One choice. But we don't want to all have the same one. Okay, so don't get them. No, but we want them.
We always have to match everything.
There's only so many colors of things. This brand comes in green, period.
That is about every stinking thing in my life. I can't win. I can't win
have
for
to be
trying.
so overly dramatic
my friends
on
left
every
when I told them I was
fucking
going to
thing
make money
either.
selling products on
Excuse
Amazon.
my
But when my
French.
online business started,
You know, she's always like that too. It's another thing I can't stand her for. She makes everything overly dramatic because she's got to be the main character at all times. Ugh, so annoying. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this one short and sweet, but I'm going to get together, you know, the dream team, as I like to call it. I'm going to get together your favorite YouTubians and do a part 2 of this because it's important. And he's out there now using his voice and sharing what happened, which is very important. So if we can help it be just a little bit louder, then we'll do so. So please share this out or go ahead and, you know, look it up yourselves and make your own little videos on your social media and help him get his voice even further because he's being super brave now in doing so. So I will see the members tomorrow as well as a public. I forget. I've got a bunch of shows lined up. Some already set up and some not set up yet. So just be watching. But I will be seeing you guys a couple times tomorrow as well. I want to start doing the TikTok lives as well. So, and Blue, if you're still in here, email me, would you? Or I'll find your email and hit you up so we can also collab. Maybe we can get you on the power panel discussion with Justin and Brittany and Mandy as well. That'd be pretty awesome. I'm not sure if y'all are aware of each other or not, but I think y'all would dig each other as well because y'all are cool people. Thank you for the super chat, Justin. Thank you for being a member, Jay, for 9 months. I really appreciate you. Members, mods, thank you. Appreciate you. Love you. Chatters, thank you for being kind. And share this out or make your own video on behalf of Colin for being a brave young man. And I sure hope that he gets the one dream of being a Marine. You know, simple enough. And the Marine should be, you know, so lucky to have such a strong person like Colin. All right, I'll see you around these streets. Subscribe to Burgundy Blue. Subscribe to Justin. Love, 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 love. Bye.